All right, so welcome to the exchange. So, first and foremost, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to give you my opinion on what I see in the stock markets. Looking to the left to see what has happened, then looking to the right to see what may happen. Do your own due diligence. Make sure you invest money in things you know about. If you don't know, invest in yourself and learn. That's the best way you can make money out here and have some security in these markets. So, let's look at what happens to stock markets so we can get a better idea and some security in exchange. Welcome to the Exchange Show.
All right, let's get started with some stocks that you may not have heard of or you may not be thinking about. One of the ones that I'm looking at right now is USD. Now, USD is a pretty much a conglomerate. It's an ETF of all the semiconductors. If you're looking to get into the semiconductor space, but you're like, I don't really know how, or I'm curious as to what could be a good place to get in, and I don't have money for Nvidia, I don't have money for AMD, and this is a good one. All right. So it recently did a stock split back here in November of last year. At one point, it would have been a lot higher. Okay. But we had a sell off going down. So as the price keeps going down, you'll be able to get in if you're still interested in semiconductors. Probably at a good level around $29. There, if it breaks that level, it's probably going to go a little bit lower. So in the weekly time frame, I'll let you know. I would look for most likely here $28 and change. So right around the $29 range, that's where a strong support is. Okay. So if you're interested in the semiconductor space, that will be a nice look to get in and not too expensive. If you're still interested in tech, but once again, you're like, I don't have money for the NASDAQ, you can always try this. This is XLK. XLK is not that bad. It's actually 200 and change. It's most likely going to come down some more. And the reason I say that because in the weekly time frame, we've already broken some resistance, sorry, some support, and we've already broken a trend line. So at this point, I'm looking for it to come down more to 193. Say if you're looking to do an option, this could be a good place to do an option. And also, it's not bad if you're looking to invest. So looking for the bottom may not always be the best thing, but the way you'll notice the bottom of a stock or ETF is that it bounced. All right. So it gets to a level, it has strong buying volume if it's headed down. So the way we would say, okay, we found the bottom, it gets to one of these levels and you see a giant green candle down here like this. I just drew this trend line. This is one of the biggest green buying volume bars. It bounced right off of that trend line. So that's exactly what you're looking for. This kind of information. That's how you know you're going to go up again. And it may not be for long, but it's going to be for a good amount of time. So you got 1, 2, 3. This is 3 weeks. Okay. So another one we're going to look at, if you're looking at the, let me see, if you want to look for the SPY, and you're saying to yourself, I want to get into the SPY, I just don't have a lot of money. All right, so you don't have a lot of money. That's okay. We can get you into the SPY, and you can do. Let's see this one. So Invesco has an S&P 500 momentum ETF. So you may be wondering, what is the momentum ETF? Well, the momentum ETF is going to cover a couple of things that you already know. Remember, this is stuff you already know. Currently is at $92. This is still going to track the SPY. So some of the stocks that are in here, Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, JP Morgan, Walmart, Tesla, Broadcom, Netflix, Costco, Palantir. These are the things that are going to be included if you buy this. And if you notice, you get a dividend. This time on this quarter, this dividend was 17 cents a share. It was 19 cents a share there. It was 6 cents a share there. It was 6 cents a share there, 12 cents here. So you can get a little bit of money if you're willing to buy and hold this. Now, you don't have to do that. You can just play it with a stock. Or an option. So let's look at it here. And once again, I'm in the weekly time frame. I'm not looking for things that happen overnight, but we just got a break on that. So if I'm looking at a weekly time frame for it to come down, I would say I want it to break this. because I'm looking for it to push to the downside, down to the 200-day moving average. That's at $67. That's a great entry price if you're looking for a way to get into the SPY or S&P 500, or maybe you came over here because you were looking at one of the TSP or thrift saving plan videos I do, and you're like, I want to do this with my own account, but I don't have a whole lot of money. This is one of the ways you can do it. And then another one is maybe you're looking to do the same thing. $92 may be a little expensive. All right. You don't have to buy everything at once. That's the thing. Please remember that. You don't have to buy everything at once. Maybe you're saying, I just want to do the SPY. I just want to do the SPY and I don't really want to have to worry about it. One more you can do is, here we go, Invesco S&P 500 quality ETF. Now, the quality ETF is almost the same. It's going to be about the same breakdown of what we just talked about in the momentum one. The issue is this: it's going to be high quality stocks. So it's not that the momentum one is not quality. It's versus faster movers and a momentum one. And here are ones that are going to be, if it's a downturn, they're not going to downturn as much, but they're also not going to move up as much. So less risk. So stocks that are in here: Johnson & Johnson, Visa, MasterCard, Meta, Netflix, Apple, Procter and Gamble, Nvidia, Costco, and GE Aerospace. So these are the things that are going to be in here, and you're going to see the same thing. So currently it's at $65. If it goes down to the 200-day moving average, it's going to be about $53 a share. You're still getting dividends. This one's giving out 20 cent, 19 cent, 18 cent. Now, when people say live off dividends, they mean you have thousands of shares, maybe millions of shares of stock. So if that's what you're looking for, if that's what you're willing to do, wait till they have really good pullbacks. So currently, let's get this out the way. You have an outer trend line here. This outer trend line is what you're looking to hit. All right. Because we're currently operating off of an inner trend line. Even if you draw it to this last one, it already broke the inner trend line. So our next place will be the outer, and that'll be around here. And this is generally how I chart. I'm only looking for flat tops and flat bottoms when I do support and resistance. So these areas mean there was a lot of price action here and may get hung up or slowed down when it gets to some of these areas. So I'm just going to follow along with it. And what you'll notice is, of course, you got to do the very top. Price action has hit a lot of these areas and then gone through them or used them as support and resistance. The next place we're looking for this one to go down past is $64.59. After that, it'll be around this $60 range. If it goes through that $60 range, this may start hitting our outer trend line. So keep an eye out because that also lines up with some of our pivot points. 1, 2, 3. This one is like, whoa, free money, essentially. But the one I'm looking for, if it breaks our outer trend line, is going to the 200-day moving average. I look for moving averages. That's the kind of trader that I am, an investor that I am. So $53 is where I would have a definite entry if it gets down there. I would still have an entry up here to buy and hold around $58 or $60, only because you can still start getting into it. And then when it gets lower, you can buy more. But at least you have an entry price. So that's what I got for you this week on the exchange. Is some quality ETFs that you can start looking at. And these can help you start a portfolio. If you don't have your own portfolio, go ahead and build out one that can help you get to where you want to go when you either retire or, hey, you may need money at some point to do something else. And this could be a way to do it. So thanks a lot for listening. If you want to learn how I do this, I actually have a book that lets you get into investing. And if you're looking for information on your thrift saving plan or TSP, there's a book for that. And there's a website where I do all this stuff too. So see you next week. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. This is free game. All right. So I'll see you next week on the exchange.